Well, many of the world's most spectacular aircraft have been developed and tested in the secrecy of the Nevada desert, including a family of spy planes known as the Blackbirds.
Now, the first of these planes were flown at a formerly unknown base called Area 51. Well, now a new book lays bare to inside the story of the best-known Blackbird. That one is called the SR-71.
And the I-Team's George Knapp is here with that story. George?
I think the SR-71 would have been awesome even if it didn't fly. These sleek, futuristic planes look like they flew in from another planet and set many records that still stand years after they were taken out of service. No one has spent more time digging up secrets and photos of the SR-71 than aviation writer Jim Goodall.
I was 18 years old the first time I saw a Blackbird. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. That was at 3:15 in the afternoon on March 10th, and I have 1964. I have never been the same.
It's love at first sight.
Yes.
Jim Goodall's got it bad. He was smitten more than half a century ago, and this, his 24th book, is essentially a love letter written to a machine.
This is a Buck Rogers airplane that was developed in the 1950s. And you look at it today, if you knew nothing about the Blackbird and you saw one at Nellis or you saw one at their show, I mean, you would be dumbfounded.
Goodall is well known in aviation circles. For decades, he and his pals, including famed pilot John Lear, have prowled the outskirts of once obscure air bases, including Area 51 and Area 52, trying to catch a glimpse of the newest and best technology under development. But nothing has ever come close. His book chronicles how the engineers of Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works team developed the three planes in the Blackbird family, the YF-12, the A-12, and the magnificent SR-71. The first two were both flown out of Groom Lake, a.k.a. Area 51. Included in the 710 photos in the book are dozens which have never been published because of the secrecy surrounding the planes and the places they flew.
I've been collecting it for stuff for 50 years. I literally have interviewed everybody from Kelly Johnson, Ben Rich, all the way through most of his engineers, or a lot of his engineers, all the original test pilots, all the original surviving Oxcart A-12 pilots, and a lot of the very early SR-71 pilots. My ex-wives, I've had multiple. They said it's not a hobby, it's not a passion, it's an obsession.
Skunk Works engineers had to design and build from scratch a spy plane that could cruise at 2,100 miles per hour up at 80 to 90,000 feet. They did it in a mere 32 months, using slide rules instead of computers. The planes proved an invaluable tool during the Cold War. Hostile adversaries tried to shoot them down, but never did, though Blackbird pilots knew the risks every time they took off.
They built 50 Blackbirds total. And over the 25 to 30 years that they were operational, they crashed 20 of them. They crashed 3 Blackbirds in 10 days in 1967. Because it was a black program, the press and general public didn't know anything about it.
The SR-71 still holds many aviation records. It flew from the West Coast to the East Coast in 1 hour and 7 minutes. That's in excess of 2,100 miles per hour. There is likely a project flying around out there that could beat that record, but whatever it is, it's still classified. Jim Goodall managed to acquire an SR-71 himself, though finagle might be a better word. And you can hear that story on our website and check out the link to his book.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so fascinating. Thank you, George. Thanks.